woman, find a man. And if he can't handle the pace, then it's on to the next one. And it's that, it's a different kind of vibe. To see the girl them a wine and bubble all night in a different kind of style. See the girl them a wine and bubble all night to me, oh my. See the girl them a wine and bubble all night to me, oh my. In 4, 3, 2, real girl whining, real woman whining, real girl whining, real woman whining, real girl whining, real woman whining. Is a scene, is a scene. Real girl whining, real woman whining, real girl whining, real woman whining, real girl whining, real woman whining. Is a scene, is a scene, is a snack.
Well, hello. Adia, that song is a whole vibe. I don't know what it is. I don't even think I understand everything she was saying, but it was something to experience on a Wednesday. Um, Thank y'all so much for being with us. This is an amazing, exciting week for Black Women for Wellness, and I think for Black women everywhere. This week is Black Maternal Health Week. And that gives us an opportunity not just to talk about the statistics that Black women face before we give birth, during birth, and even after birth and pregnancy in our 4th trimesters on to motherhood. This gives us an opportunity to support each other, provide additional resources to the community, and to gather for experiences like this. So thank y'all for joining Black Women for Wellness. For those of y'all who are new to the community and new to experiencing some of our live events, Black Women for Wellness is an incredible nonprofit organization that's been around for 23 years. We have a mission and vision of providing education, empowerment, and advocacy to women and girls. And so what you're experiencing tonight is a little bit of our Wellness Wednesday session, which is under the umbrella of Sisters in Motion, combined with our amazing infant and maternal health program, which Chanel will get into a little bit this evening. And so you get a chance to experience a little bit of what the organization has to offer. We cover so many topics from nutrition to fitness, all the way to informing you on different policies, informing you on how you can involve with environmental justice. And then this week we get a chance to especially focus on maternal health. And so thank y'all for taking time out of your afternoons to be with us and to especially be with us in the kitchen, because y'all know that's where the magic happens. And so y'all are here and we're here right along with you. And we couldn't be more grateful for your attention and for your support to our organization. Now, I'm Charity Faye. I'm one of the program managers for Black Women for Wellness. But of course, I don't do this work alone. I get an opportunity to do this work with my amazing colleagues. We've got Adia here. She is our program coordinator with Sisters in Motion. I was going to say wave to the people, Adia, but she's somewhere in one of these squares. And then we have the amazing Chanel Ross, who is also a coordinator with the organization. And both of these ladies have the privilege of supporting the work that we do, and they are fantastic. And I am a mom, so y'all might hear my little baby in the background living her best life. But nevertheless, we're going to have an incredible time tonight on Zoom and on Facebook. Before we dive into this amazing session, why don't y'all let us know how you're doing? It's 6 o'clock where some of us are, and so the day is long spent. No telling how you're doing. You might be in your kitchens right now getting ready to whip up something amazing, or you might be kicking back just enjoying the show. Why don't you let us know how you're feeling in the chat boxes?
Michael on Facebook says they're feeling blessed, and thank you for asking.
Feeling blessed. Listen, you are welcome. And I'm right there with you. It's been a blessed kind of Wednesday. Doing well. We got excited. Listen, and it's Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, we definitely are all about our wellness. So feeling well is definitely a good feeling to have. We have feeling tired and thankful. That is really, really awesome. And then we got some, I'm feeling good. Antoinette, it is good to know that you are feeling good. That's important. Um, and we also have, I think I see in the chat, we've got Keisha, and Keisha is our executive admin. She's got her hand in some of everything, everywhere, and so thank her for being with us tonight. We have an incredible team at Black Women for Wellness. I'm grateful for everyone supporting and uplifting all of the live event experiences that we have and the work that we are doing in the community. For those of you who may not be aware of what Black Maternal Health Week is, I'm grateful that tonight we got a chance to kind of collaborate with Chanel and her team. And so I am going to spotlight her, and she is going to share with you a bit about what this week is all about. You know, we hear the statistics often about what Black women face as we are experiencing pregnancy and even birthing our children, and even in the fourth trimester. And so we want to definitely not only pay attention to the statistics, but also just bring awareness to some of the other things that are going on in our community, as well as some of the resources. And so Chanel, thank you for being with us. How are you over there?
Yes, I'm excited for Black Maternal Health Week, excited for this segment with Kitchen Divas. You know, this Black Maternal Health Week, the theme is, building for liberation, centering Black mamas, families, and systems of care. And like you said, we know the statistics, right? We hear them daily. And I think this Black Maternal Health Week, we wanted to do something to uplift our moms as well. Wanted to bring some positivity, wanted to bring some excitement. And we also understand, as being a mother, of one or of multiple kids, it is hard when you're trying to cook these healthy meals, right? And wanting something that is just quick and simple. And so I think the topic of one pot, easy meals is perfect. We want to give resources, information to where, we want to share healthy tips, healthy meals so that you guys are still getting nutritious meals, but also, we don't want it to take all night. We don't want it to take hours. We understand that you're tired, you may be getting off work. There's a lot going on. And so we want to just be able to provide, these resources, uplift each other, have fun, laugh, just because sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes we understand, we hear statistics, and it is a struggle to listen and to deal with this. So I'm very excited to see what Chef Nowel has for and plan for us today, and to see these one pot meals, just learn more and share tips, share information with each other, as this is a community that we want to uplift each other and support one another.
Why is Black Maternal Health Week important in our communities, especially?
Yes, Black Maternal Health Week is important, especially because sometimes it isn't discussed enough, right? It is discussed in certain organizations like Black Women for Wellness, but Black Maternal Health Week being nationwide is very important because it's a week where it is discussed everywhere. I was at Kaiser yesterday, and those poster boards, companies are talking about it, and so we need to, share statistics, share information, uplift Black women, center liberation. And just share resources. Education is key. It is necessary. We have to educate everyone. And so it's important to have this week. It should be longer, but it is nice to have this week where we're able to discuss Black maternal health and, where we are and what's next.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us and for being a part of this work. It's really, really important. And we've had doula week, and so we were able to really focus on our birth workers, and now we have maternal health week. And so we're keeping the conversation going beyond this week, because this is the part of the work that Black Women for Wellness does as a reproductive justice organization. This is always our mission and vision. And so we especially like to highlight these weeks and these moments. And even last week for Sisters at 8, we got a chance to hear some of the stories of the women in our communities and hear of their journeys and their experiences during pregnancy, during labor, and even in their postpartum or fourth trimester experience. And so I'm grateful to all of those who are playing very major roles in moving the needle forward and ensuring that Black women and girls have the care that we need, and we can continue moving this needle forward, because we deserve better. We absolutely do. And so many of us know of the horror stories that people close to us have experienced while they were pregnant and or giving birth. And so we get to be a part of changing the narrative and shifting the conversation in a way that will be beneficial and hopeful for our Black women and girls. And so I'm glad y'all can be with us tonight. One of the things that we focus on as an organization is nutrition and being well from the inside out. And what's most important about that is we get a chance to do that work through our Kitchen Diva program. And y'all know we love an incredible chef and we love good food. For those of y'all who haven't been to a session recently, y'all may not know Chef Nowel. Chef Nowel is absolutely amazing. She is one of our newest kitchen divas, and she is such a light. She's such a pleasure to experience. Adia and I have seen her for several recent Kitchen Diva sessions, several private Kitchen Diva sessions, and she has just been incredible every single time. She comes with such a wealth of knowledge. She comes with great nutrition awareness, and she's such a breath of fresh air. And it's incredible to see someone not only do plant-based cooking demos because that's our request, but this is her lifestyle. And you feel it from her when she's cooking. And so we get a chance to be with her in the kitchen tonight. Like Chanel said, we get to make some one-pot meals. Because if y'all are busy mamas like we are, we don't have time to be in the kitchen 2 to 3 hours doing all of the things our mothers and or grandmothers did. So these days we like to keep things a bit simple, flavorful, and extremely nutritious. And tonight we get the incredible Chef Nowel, who is going to help us really dive into that experience. Those of you who registered for the experience via Zoom, we've captured your emails, and we will get the opportunity to distribute her recipe to you after the session tonight. Just please give us like at least 24 hours. You know, we got the recipe cards ready. I've seen them. They're in my inbox right now. Just give us a minute and we're going to make those readily available to you. And those of you who are joining us via Facebook, if you want those recipes and you're like, listen, I'm gonna stay right here on Facebook, kudos to you. Drop your email either in the chat, or you can send us an email, info@bwwla.com, and just put in the subject line recipe and let us know, hey, I want the recipe from last night's demo with Chef Nowel, and we'll be sure to get that over to you. All right. Adia and or Keisha or Chanel will fill you in on any upcoming events and announcements we have at the end of this session, because y'all, it's a busy, amazing, productive week. We have another cooking demo tomorrow happening with Chef Nowel. So you get her 2 days in a row. That back-to-back special is gonna be quite amazing. And tomorrow we get a chance to provide y'all with a preview of our cookbook that was crafted especially for babies and moms. So you'll want to join us again tomorrow for a very similar experience where Chef Nowel will be previewing a few of the recipes that are in that cookbook. So make sure you come back. And then on Friday, we've got a Grown and Sexy event. And then we've got more events happening next week to celebrate Earth Week and Earth Month. And so more of those details and announcements of where you can RSVP will come up at the end. If we are ready for this demo, y'all give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up or let us know in the chat, I'm ready. Adia gave a woohoo! I'm with it, girl. I'm ready too. Well, listen, Chef Nowel, the people are ready. I'm ready. Are you ready over there?
I am totally ready. Oh my goodness, you guys have all this beautiful energy and I'm just feeling it over here. So I love that. So yes, I'm definitely ready.
Well, that is good. I'm grateful that you are joining us, and you are a mom as well, correct?
Absolutely. I have a son who just turned 6 on Monday. So he is a fresh 6. So yes, I do have a son, and you know, he's in the room right now, and I might actually have him come out and try something so he can give you an honest opinion on what we made tonight. So you guys get you know, you guys know kids are extremely honest, right? So I may have him come out and try something that we finished tonight. How about that?
Listen, I am here for it. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and spotlight you so that you can get into this demo, and then we will check back in with you at the end. Does that sound good?
That sounds amazing.
All right, Chef Nowel, it's all on you.
All right. Hello, you guys. I'm so glad to be here. I am even more excited to be a part of this project. You know, like you said, or like, you know, everyone else said, you know, as a mom, sometimes you just don't have enough time to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So we are going to make a Mexican quinoa, and we're going to make for like a little grab and snack thing. You know, sometimes kids like Snickers and all of the junk food and stuff. So we're going to make dark chocolate covered dates. So that's going to be super fun to do. But yes, I'm excited. I love this entire project. As a Black mama and, you know, going through maternal week and all of that, there are certain things that I went through as a Black mom and pregnancy and everything. So I am all for this project. So tonight, like I said, we're going to make a Mexican quinoa. So I'm going to actually start with making my sweet potatoes, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. So the store was out of sweet potatoes, you know, which was really interesting because I'm like, I've never seen an outage of sweet potatoes. So tonight I'm going to be using squash, but normally I would use sweet potatoes because sweet potatoes are really high in potassium, and we need potassium for energy, right? So I have my hot plates going here. And normally, you know, because I don't have my entire stove so you guys could see everything, I will have multiple things going on. But what I just did is I just put a little coconut oil in my skillet here. And my skillet has already been warming up. And coconut oil, I like to use coconut oil as much as I can because it is a healthy fat. And these are the things that we need, especially if you're a breastfeeding mama. Those nutrients that, you know, anything that we consume inside of us, baby consumes too. So we have to make sure we have a lot of energy and a lot of stamina to breastfeed. If you are breastfeeding, you know that breastfeeding can be entirely tiring. I remember when I used to breastfeed, especially when I was going through what they call cluster feeding. So when my baby was going through a growth spurt, I felt like I was just literally breastfeeding all day, all night. And so I literally had a basket of snacks like water, granola bars, healthy drinks and stuff like that, because it was like, okay, I need to keep my energy up because I'm feeding this baby. So you want to make sure you have your healthy fats and your potassium. So I'm going to go ahead and add some parsley here. So like I said, this is squash, but I'm going to cook it just like sweet potatoes. So normally, like I said, if you don't want to take forever in the kitchen, we can just cook this over the stove and you don't have to worry about roasting them in the oven. Now, if you want to, you can do that. But, you know, like I said, for time's sake, let's say we just got home, we rushing, baby got to eat, you got to eat, family got to eat. So we got to do what we can do, right? So I just added some parsley and I'm going to add a little cinnamon. That look like a lot of cinnamon, but I like cinnamon. But however much you want to. And I'm going to add a little salt as well too. And the reason why I'm getting this squash here started first, because it takes a little while to cook. So while that's cooking on our medium heat, I'm going to go ahead and stir that up and mix all of that in there. Get all that good flavor. And I have this on medium heat. That way we can kind of roast our sweet potatoes or squash, whatever you decide. Hopefully you guys can see this, and that looks nice already. I wish you guys could smell this. So where I am on this side, it is actually 9 o'clock where I am. I am located in Kent, Ohio. So I am 3 hours ahead of you guys. So I am in the future right now. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get my pot started for our Mexican quinoa. Okay. I'm just gonna scoot that over there like that. All right, so we are going to combine our quinoa, and tonight I'm gonna use vegetable broth. So when you guys do get the recipe, you can either use vegetable broth or you can use water. I'm deciding to use vegetable broth because I like a little flavor. So I'm gonna do that. So it's really whatever you guys prefer. Okay. So we are going to do, and like I said before in my last Kitchen Diva sessions, I like to read the recipe to you guys because I can just get lost in my own self and just, kind of just throw stuff in there. So I want to be able to be thorough with you guys. So I am going to add 1.5 cups of vegetable broth. So you also want to watch your sweet potatoes or squash because they do cook quickly. So you give them a little stir. Really keep an eye on that. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 1.5 cup of vegetable broth here. I don't know if any of you guys are into ASMR, but sometimes I like to hear the pour of liquid. It's kind of weird. That's like my weird thing, my quirk, I guess. I like to hear things.
Okay.
Yes, I love to hear whispers and chopping and all of that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds so satisfying. So I'm going to go ahead and add my veggie broth. Ooh, hear how that sounds. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my quinoa. Now, quinoa is a really good alternative to rice because it's filled with a lot of fiber. It's also filled with healthy protein as well. And it's on the low glycemic chart. So it's not going to spike your blood sugar. So I like to use quinoa. All right. So let's see here. We are going to bring this to a boil. Stir that a little bit. We can get all of that goodness in there. All right. I'm going to turn up my hot plate a little bit so we can bring it to a boil. And while that stuff is cooking there, I guess I can talk a little bit about my experience. So like I told you, my son just turned 6 on Monday, April 11th. And he is my rainbow baby. So before he was born, I actually experienced a miscarriage. And so of course, with getting pregnant after a loss, it's a lot of anxiety with that because you're focused, you're trying not to focus on what happened before. Sometimes we get into the zone of, you start to think like, is it something that I did? I could have done something differently. Maybe, you start to blame yourself, so there was a lot of depression that went along with that, so if any of you have ever experienced that, my heart definitely aches for that because that pain is a different kind of pain and it's something that you just don't forget. But anywho, I, became pregnant with my son. And I had a really healthy pregnancy. And I hired a doula and I hired a midwife. Midwives and doulas are so important because they help you ask questions that you don't even think about. You know what I mean? It's like, they'll ask questions like, okay, do you have a birth plan? What's your favorite song? What's something that calms you down? Certain things that you don't even think about. And, hiring a midwife as well, along with the doula. Okay, so we have a quick boil here. I'm gonna let that boil a little bit more. Like I said, they assist you with being able to have your own voice and to answer certain questions that you wouldn't even think about. So along with my midwife and my doula, I also, have my regular OBGYN who is going to help me deliver my baby. And, I had this entire elaborate plan of, having this beautiful home birth and everything was planned out. I had everything planned out to a T. Okay. So I was very communicative with my OBGYN. And, I told her, hey, I want to be able to have a home birth. I don't, want to take unnecessary medications or anything like that. I told her what I was allergic to, what medications I was allergic to, all of that. As I got to week 36, prior to that, she kind of kept trying to push certain things on me that I didn't want to do and that I know I did not need, especially medications that I knew I was allergic to. And I just kept declining. And of course, they kind of pushed on a level of, well, if you don't do this, you're putting your baby at risk, and that's not right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce this to low. I'm sorry. I'm going to reduce this to low, and then I'm going to cover it here. So we're going to wait until it simmers. All right. So, oh, my bad. See, look, as a mom, my top is too big for my pot, but hey, that's nobody's business but mine. So, but it's going to cover the pot. So anyways, she just kind of kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And, I just let her know, like, I know what my rights are as a mom. This is not what I want. This, especially if you feel like it's wrong, it probably is wrong. Sometimes we have that gut feeling, and that maternal instinct kind of kicks in, like, this doesn't feel right. So, I told her, I kept reiterating what my plan was, what I wanted, what I felt was the best for my baby. And at 36 weeks, I was on my way to my OBGYN appointment. And as I'm calling to let them know that I'm on my way, they advised me that they had discharged me and they no longer wanted to see me anymore. And along with that, they did not give me any referrals. So, I'm 36 weeks pregnant at my last trimester. And I'm already on high alert because of what I experienced before. And, I had to do what I could do to find a resource, because, okay, I need to deliver my baby now. So thankfully, during that time while I was pregnant, because I had a history of lupus, although I don't have lupus anymore, they wanted to make sure that I monitored my baby closely to make sure that everything was okay with his heart. So I was going to get ultrasounds weekly versus, the average person might go maybe 3 times during their pregnancy. I literally went every week. So because I was linked with a person who specialized in lupus and pregnancy, I talked to him about it. And of course, he was like, this is really unethical. That's unacceptable. He said, you know what? I'm not supposed to do this, because normally if I get a pregnant woman, I have to get her from the start. But I'm going to go ahead and take you on as my patient. And if there's anything wrong with that, just let me deal with it. So I was extremely grateful for that. So mind you, I still had my team of midwives and I had my doula. Now, as the weeks, counted down, I found out that my baby was breached, and I could feel him trying to turn, but he just couldn't. Something was wrong. And, you kind of hear those, oh, your baby is just lazy. He just taking his time, and, all of this. I'm like, I don't feel like that. Like I feel him trying to turn, and each time he turns right back. So, my midwives gave me the option, like, okay, here are the risks if you do deliver naturally with a breech birth. And is this something that you want to proceed with? And I said, you know what, at the end of the day, the health of my baby and a safe delivery is the most important. So, like I said, I had this entire elaborate home birth planned out, but I ended up getting a cesarean because I wanted to make sure that he came out okay, and I didn't want to risk anything. So anyways, on April 11, 2016, I delivered my baby via cesarean, and he was healthy. There was nothing wrong with him. I was okay. And come to find out, the reason why he was not able to turn is because I have an inverted pelvis. So like I said, I knew something was wrong. So I kept, made sure that I followed my gut with that. But all of that to say, if I did not have my team of midwives and my doula keeping me calm throughout this entire process and helping me navigate all of this, I probably would have been a total mess. So, like I said, if you can, look into getting hiring a doula or a midwife, or, because they're entirely helpful. And also, like I said, make sure you speak up for yourself as well too, because sometimes, doctors are cool, they may know best, but at the end of the day, we are not standardized, we are not cookie cutter, and we're not textbook. So if something feels wrong, speak up. If something doesn't feel right, speak up. It is your right to do that. It is your body and it is your baby. And like I said, I am so grateful for this organization that helps to educate Black women and, helping them keeping their babies healthy and all of that. So that is my story. So back to cooking, y'all.
Real quick, Chef Noel, we're gonna have
Yes.
Chanel provide us with the difference between a doula and a midwife. So often we do hear them in the same conversation, and not everyone is clear on what's the difference. Do you need to have both? Do they kind of do the same thing? So Chanel, can you give us some insight into the difference between a midwife and a doula?
Yes. I know Erica says she can't hear in the comments. Well, I don't know if we need to wait a second because I know this was her question.
I can summarize it in the comments.
Okay, perfect. So the difference between a midwife and a doula, so a doula is there to advocate for you. So they don't physically deliver your baby, right? So they are there to support you throughout your pregnancy and even the postpartum period, while a midwife is actually able to deliver your baby. So that is why we see women have both a midwife and a doula. A midwife doesn't do as much as the supporting that a doula has. So it is nice to basically have both of them because they do hold different tasks and have different responsibilities. Your doula kind of spends a lot more time with you, learns a lot about you. You guys have that relationship to where when you do go into the operating room to deliver your baby, they kind of set the scene, set the room for you to where you're getting, everything that you want, everything that you need. And then of course, like I said, are there during that postpartum period as well.
Thank you for that, Chanel. All right, Chef Noel, we are back.
Awesome. So right now our quinoa is cooking, our squash is cooking. So because, like I said, we're busy moms, we don't really have time to just kind of stand around. So we are going to multitask. So like I said, we're going to get started on my Scotch bonnet aioli sauce, okay? So we have if you have a blender, I use a NutriBullet, super simple, especially for sauces and stuff like that, instead of breaking out a bigger blender. It just makes things easier. So off camera, I don't know if you guys can see me, I'm actually cutting a Scotch bonnet pepper. And what I'm doing is I'm removing the seeds, because if you do not remove the seeds, it will be extremely spicy. Scotch bonnet peppers are very, very spicy. So if you don't like Scotch bonnet peppers or you don't want something super spicy, you could opt out and use, you could use a jalapeno pepper instead, or a habanero, but I'm about to say scabanero, my goodness gracious. A Scotch bonnet pepper is a bit more spicy. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands as well, just so I can make sure I do not, accidentally rub my eye or something. Then we gotta call the paramedics, and that ain't a good look. So we don't wanna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so I added my Scotch bonnet pepper inside of here. I don't know if you guys could see that or what that looks like, but yes. So we added 1 Scotch bonnet pepper. We are going to add 3 fresh basil leaves. So I have my leaves here. I'm gonna add that in there. I like basil, so I'm gonna add probably a little more. Once again, that's up to you, what you like. I'm gonna add that in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my vegan mayo. So I like to use Follow Your Heart. You guys can see that. See, I told you the Scotch bonnet pepper is spicy just from cutting it. I'm, sniffing and coughing a little bit, but I like spicy though. So, but if you are pregnant and, try to stay away from spicy food, please. So I do not recommend spicy food for pregnant women. But if you've had baby already, you chilling, you got your spices going on, you can go ahead and make this. Because we already have heartburn enough when we're pregnant, right? So we don't want to add insult to injury. We don't want to do that.
Chef Nowel, you have a question on Facebook.
Okay, awesome.
Someone asked, where do you buy the Scotch bonnet peppers from?
Oh, okay. So you can buy the Scotch bonnet pepper from usually there's I don't know if you guys have H Mart where you are, or the Asian market, or any Caribbean market. That's where I get my Scotch bonnet peppers from. So I usually go to the Asian market. The Asian market has everything. So that's where I get mine from. All right, so we are going to do 1.5 cups of vegan mayo. So let me go ahead and get my spoon here. Okay, I'm gonna check on my quinoa and see how that's doing. All right, so I'm turning the heat down on that a little bit, simmer it. Cook a little too fast. All right, we're gonna add our mayo in here. All right. Oh my goodness, one of my AirPods fell out. No worries. Okay. So I added my mayo. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse my spoon off. Probably gonna use it again. Okay. And then I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And like I said, you could use agave or maple syrup. I like using maple syrup because once again, it is a more natural source of a sweetener. I'm gonna use maple syrup. I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of that. Okay. We're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of ketchup. Sorry, my son is walking through. Is there something that you need, my dear? Okay, can you give me a second and I'll get it for you? Thank you. So as you know, as a mom, it's food cooking. Huh? I'll talk to you later about it, dude. All right, so as you guys know, children like to come in and explore as well too. And if you have children, have them come in the kitchen and help you cook as well too. Nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna turn the squash down just a little bit. Make sure we don't overcook them. I felt like he was getting ready to take me down a rabbit hole of questions, so I just said I'll get back to that. All right. Okay, so we added in our ketchup. Okay, we have our vegan mayo. We have our basil, excuse me, not bay leaves. All right, and now we're gonna go ahead and blend this up a little bit. Put that down there. All right, shake that up a little bit because I don't like to have any residue on the side there, but I am going to give it a quick little taste so I can see how spicy it is. If it's too spicy or it's not spicy enough, we're going to check and see here.
Hi, Chef Nowel. Can you show us?
Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here we go. Can you guys see that? I am so sorry. Okay. So this is a Scotch bonnet aioli here. So it's pretty spicy. So I'm going to add a little bit more of maple syrup to that. because I don't want to be coughing and all of that, you know, not trying to have a heart attack out here. We don't want that. So I'm gonna add a little bit more maple syrup. And like I said, you can kind of add as you go and see how you feel about it. It's really just about your taste preference, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and blend that a little bit more. Shake that up a little bit. Okay. Now that's what that looks like. Can you see how creamy that is? Let's see, can you guys see that?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. All right. So we're gonna set that to the side. Let's see, actually it needs a little bit more blending. Could I see? Let's see, just a little bit more. We should be good after that. Try to shake it up a little bit so I can make sure all of the contents go down to the bottom of that blade. All right, I think we're good to go on that. So I'm gonna set that to the side. I'm gonna check on our quinoa here. All right, our quinoa is definitely done. So I'm gonna take that top off. Whew, I almost burned myself there. All right. Okay, so now we are going to turn the heat down on there. And then we are going to add our salsa. So let's see, we have about 1/4 cups of salsa. Let me put this in my measuring cup here so we can make sure it's right and exact. And guess what? That's an entire jar of salsa. So if you don't want to measure and use a measuring cup, just get a, let's see, a 15.5 jar of salsa. So we're gonna go ahead and pour that in there like that. And then we are going to add, then we're gonna cover it up again. So we're gonna give it a little stir. And then we're gonna add our cumin in there as well too. And cumin kind of gives our food a nice little husky taste, and it, you know, kind of gives us that Mexican feel as well too. I'm gonna add my cumin in there. Add as much as you like or as less as you like. I'm gonna stir that in there, all nice and beautiful. All right. Then we're gonna cover it up again for a few minutes. Like that. All right, so while we're covering that up, we are going to get started on our chocolate covered dates. Like I said, this is like a healthier alternative for, like, you know, if your kids are into, you know, Snickers and junk food and stuff like that, and you just want something that you can make that you could grab on the go. Let me see if I can actually switch my camera. Actually, you know, I'll just come over here. I mean, that probably will be a little bit easier instead of switching things around. Let's see here. Let me grab another plate so we can cut our dates open. Okay. So I like to use paper plates in my household because, once again, I'm a busy mom. Sometimes you don't have time to wash dishes or throw stuff in the dishwasher as much. So let's see, can you guys, let's see here. Maybe, can you guys see this plate over here that I'm touching? Right here? Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. All right. So we are going to take a few dates here. I'm gonna show you guys something. So we got some peanut butter here as well too. So whatever peanut butter you like to use, that is fine. Obviously, if you guys have nut allergies, I'm sorry, this is not for you. But another item that you can use as a quick grab snack, you can always do fruit. I usually like to do, you know, fresh cut apples or bananas. Sometimes I'll do chocolate covered bananas. Sometimes I'll do that as well too. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using pitted dates. Some dates are not pitted. So you want to make sure that you cut them open and remove the seed, because if you do not remove the seed, it is extremely hard and it will probably make you not want to eat dates anymore if you bite into one. So make sure you have either pitted dates or make sure you remove them. So right now I'm opening the date here. And I know sometimes people kind of look at these and kind of get turned off a little bit by it because, I mean, you know, they kind of look like a certain type of bug, but I promise you it doesn't taste like that. Dates are actually pretty good. It has like this caramel type of feel to it. Dates are actually high in fiber, so they keep you full throughout the day as well too. So once again, if you are a breastfeeding mama, dates are good, especially if you have a lot of constipation and you need help to go. And, you know, especially that postpartum stage, you know, especially if you've had a C-section, sometimes it takes a while for us to, you know, get to the bathroom the way that we need to. And so dates will kind of help move that along. So dates are good in fiber and they're great for energy and keeping us full as well too. So right now I'm adding my peanut butter. You guys can see that. So what I like to do is put my peanut butter on the back of the spoon because that helps me fill my dates a little bit better. So as you see, I'm filling that in there. Okay. Let me cut the other ones open. All right, I'm gonna make sure they're all open here. And like I said, you can do as many as you want. I'm just doing a few so you guys get the feel of it. All right, so we have our dates that are open there. Okay, and your dates are sticky, so your hands are gonna get sticky. All right, so we're gonna fill our dates with peanut butter here. Okay. And peanut butter also helps keep us full, energized, and is filled with protein as well too. But I will say this, if you are trying to lose weight, try to stay away from peanuts because nuts will pack on the pounds if you are not careful. They're like, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating all this good stuff. Why is the scale not moving here? I don't understand, I'm not getting it. It's the nuts, my dear. So we're gonna go ahead and add some crushed peanuts inside, like that. Add that in there. This is super quick, super easy. You can pair this with, you know, some more fruit. I'm gonna also pop these are dark chocolate chips. I'm gonna pop these in the microwave really quick. Normally I would heat these over a stove, but because we only have 2 burners today, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in the microwave. So usually I put these in the microwave for about 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. And, you know, make sure they melt and make sure they're soft. So once you have your peanuts in here, you are going to seal the deal by pushing your dates together like that. Okay. All right. So while we wait for our chocolate to melt, I'm going to set that to the side. Okay. And I'm going to wipe my hands off here. And we are going to work on finishing this quinoa up. Okay. Like I said, multitask. So now we are going to add our corn. We are going to add our black beans. And we are gonna add our spinach. I'm gonna do about a handful of spinach here. And we are gonna add, like I like to call it my fajita mix, my pepper. So it's red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and onions. I'm gonna add that in here. And then we are gonna stir this up. Oh, can't forget the squash. We gotta add that in there too. We didn't cook the squash all up, leaving it out. My bad, squash. I didn't mean to do that, but you're gonna get 8 though. I'm so sorry. Then took all that work on you. I'm about to leave you out. I like to talk to my food sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. I like to talk to my food. And it smells really good. As you guys see, this is a really great one pot meal. All right. I'm gonna stir all of that in. So do you guys see all of those beautiful colors? All of that health in there. You got your quinoa, your corn, your peppers, your greens, your spinach that's high in folic acid, which is good for you and baby as well too, and iron as well too. So you want to make sure you're keeping that iron up because you're going to need that. You guys see how pretty that is? Look at all those pretty colors. Ooh, and then when we add, see, I'm going to add some guacamole to this too. And the aioli sauce, man, listen. Super quick, super easy. And of course, if I wasn't explaining this, I probably would have been done with this in probably like 10 minutes, maybe. So I'm gonna add a little.
Not everybody has those skills. Not everybody can cook in 10 minutes.
Well, we gonna learn. That's why we're here. We gonna learn, girl. We are gonna learn. And once you start getting familiar around your kitchen and cooking more, and like I said, sometimes things doesn't have to be the exact recipe. It's just getting in the kitchen and getting started and really just, you know, just experimenting. And you'll be like, you know what, I got some spinach in there. I got some old kale that I didn't use. Let me go and throw that in the pot real quick. That's how it is. And especially when you're doing something fast and you want something nutritious and you want something easy. All right, let me check on my chocolate here and see if it's melted to my liking. All right. I'm gonna give it a quick stir and probably, ooh, actually, it's perfect. Can you guys see that? All right. So now here's the fun part. Okay, so this is dark chocolate that I'm using because, like I said, we're vegan here. So if you want, you can use milk chocolate, whatever your preference is. But I decided to go with dark chocolate. All right, so we're gonna bring our dates back here. And so I have some, you could either use a fork or you could use toothpicks. So I have toothpicks here. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see, I have 4 dates, so I'm gonna take out 4 toothpicks because that's all I need. 4, all right, perfect. So let me go ahead and move this to this. Actually, I'm gonna leave that here. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting my toothpick right in my dates here. And I also have a container here that I've already lined with parchment paper because that's where we're gonna put our dates at, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and dip our dates in here, get it all nice and chocolatey, all that goodness, you know, like that. Let it drip, you know, get all the excess out. And then we are going to add it to our parchment paper. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off since we don't need that anymore. All right, and then we're gonna do that with the rest of the dates here. Oops. Same thing. Your toothpick, dip, dip, dab. And you could also do this with the kids as well too. Place it on there. One more. Actually, 2 more. I lied. Sorry, y'all. I'm not usually lying like that. Oh, that one's falling a little bit, but that's okay. And then last one. Stick that in there. Dip, dip, dip. Now, obviously, I have more chocolate here for more dates. Now, what you're going to do is after you dip your chocolate, let that drip a little bit. Okay. All right. And then you could even add some more peanuts to the top here. Let me move that out the way so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, all right, we're gonna add some more crushed peanuts on top for a little added crunch. You like your stuff crunchy. And like I said, if you are allergic to peanuts, I would say steer away. Okay, so then what I would normally do is pop these in the freezer, but for time's sake, see, I already got y'all ready and set right now. And guess what? My son just came out, so that's perfect timing. So he can kind of try these and tell us what he thinks. So, all right. So this is my son, Truly. I don't know if you guys can see him. Say, hey, everybody. Okay, so this is a this is a dark chocolate covered date. So I want you to try this and let people know what you think. Let's see. What you think? Are you sure? Yeah. Are you gonna finish it or do you want more or are you good? You gonna finish it? All right, so would you give this 1 thumb up or 2 thumbs up? Okay. All right, thank you, baby. You can go ahead now. Let me give you a thank you, baby. You can go ahead now.
Thank you, Chef Nowel.
Thank you, Chef Nowel. Of course. Of course. So yes, that's my son. That's my son. I'll give you some water in a moment. Can you give me a? I'll give you some water in a moment. Can you give me a? Sounds good. All right, so let's finish off our quinoa. So now we have our chocolate covered dates. This is a quick thing. Like I said, you can add this with fruit like apples or bananas, and you know, super easy. You pop them in the freezer when you're done and they turn out like this, as you guys could see. It's nice and chocolatey. It's an amazing treat. So we got the opinion of a 6-year-old, which is great. It's in the room, sweetheart. Okay, so now we are going ahead and we are going to plate our quinoa here, our Mexican quinoa.
Thank you for sharing, Nowel. While you get ready to plate it, can Keisha and I go through a few announcements about upcoming events that we have this month? Because we have a lot of events for you guys this month.
Gosh, yes.
Hello, everyone. So I think I have it ready. Nope, we'll go right here. Boop. We have a lot of events coming up. As Chanel mentioned, it is Black Maternal Health Week. And so we have a number of different events every day, all week, including podcasts. And there is an even bigger event schedule that we can show you. Going through all of them right now. Here is our Earth Week. Right now. Here is our Earth Week. I hear some interference. I don't know. I hear some interference. But there, if you don't mind muting that one, if you don't mind muting. So we have Earth Week, our nature walk, and this one has passed, Kitchen Divas. So we do have even more events coming. And like Charity mentioned at the beginning, you can feel free to check out our website, but we are having coffee in the community. This one is not one you need to register for online. The hike is in person that I showed you. This one will be at Starbucks, and we can on Crenshaw in the Los Angeles area for those of you who are tuning in from that area. If some of you are tuning in from the Stockton area or wish to participate in our diabetes prevention program, this is some information on our Change Your Lifestyle, Change Your Life diabetes program. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh yes, Grown and Sexy is coming up. So this is one of the parts of our Sisters in Control of Reproductive Justice, giving a chance for people over 30 just to talk about the changes that are happening in our bodies. So please do register for this if you are interested. Our monthly forum in which we get to talk to the community, we happen to have two this month. If you just missed it, we had one in honor of Black Maternal Health Week where we talked about motherhood. But for the rest of Earth Month, we're going to talk about the just transition, looking at how where we live. It's a follow-up conversation to our last year's event, looking how where we live, our neighborhoods can be greener, safer, and affect our lives in other ways. So Adia is dropping some of the links in the chat for people to be able to register. It looks like Chef Nowel is about ready and all plated, looking dope over there. So this large one is our full week of events, which there are still more additions coming, folks. So look at our sister and partner organizations, because there are even more than you may be able to see here. Again, you can check it all out on our website at bwwla.org events, and all of our events are listed there. Oh yes, our advocacy, well, fight against the things Johnson & Johnson has done in the Black community is coming up. So come on over, check it out. We're looking to see you at our different events and get that education and information to pass on to your friends and family.
Thank you, Keisha. My computer started acting weird again. But yes, thank you so much for sharing all of that, Keisha, and thank you for doing that with me, because it did make it a lot easier for me to comment the words at the same time that you were talking. But yes, so Chef Nowel, if you wouldn't mind, you can show us the dish again.
Yeah, so here we go. So this is what it looks like. So you have your, like I said, I added some guacamole, and we have our scotch bonnet aioli in here. I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
I think when Dr. Joseph Jackson is off mute, it affects the sound. You are able to mute him.
Okay, we should be good.
Okay. I'm sorry, was there a question I couldn't understand, or?
Oh no, it was the feedback.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so here we have our, like I said, I like to add guacamole, and this is our aioli. If you want to add fresh avocado without making guacamole, you can too. And what I like to do is I like to mix that all up. So you can kind of look at this as a really quick and easy, healthy Chipotle bowl that probably is cheaper than paying $8 for one person a day. And you can just make a big pot of this yourself, and you can put it in, you know, your containers and refrigerate it, and you have it ready to go. So, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to taste this and tell y'all what I think. Let's see. Boom. Like I said. Mm-hmm. Yep. I did well. I did good. Mm-hmm.
But the real question is, are you going to freeze some and send some down to Los Angeles County?
I can. I do vacuum pack food and I do send it. I do ship food. So that is definitely possible.
I'm just joking, but thank you so much for the offer.
Of course.
But yes, thank you all for attending. We're going to hurry up and wrap up because we know we are supposed to end at 7, but we do want to make sure, open the floor for questions that you guys have for the chef, that you have for either me, Chanel, or Keisha about Black Women for Wellness. Just let us know now. Okay. Okie doke. So if not, Chanel, do you have any final words that you would like to say? Thank you for joining us, Latoya.
Yes, just thank you guys for joining. We'll have another segment tomorrow. I think he's unmuted again, Dr. Jackson. I will just type in the chat.
Dr. Jackson, did you have a question?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why my picture blocked out. I want to introduce myself to the group, and I don't see my video up.
Oh, it's because we have Chef Nowel spotlighted right now. So if I remove her spotlight, then you'll be able to see where
all right. When you're ready for me to introduce myself, just let me know.
Okay, you can continue.
I just want to say thank you all for coming. This is exciting Black Maternal Health Week, and we'll be coming back tomorrow for another segment. We're gonna postpartum foods and lactation support. We also have some dietitians, nutritionists from Cinemoms coming to help and answer questions.
Yeah, thank you all for attending. Give me 1 second. Yes, we do hope that you guys can attend more events, and that we hope to see you at future events. We hope to see you at the hike. We hope to see you at our Kitchen Diva session tomorrow, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you, guys.